Alex never expected his Monday morning to start with an alien on his doorstep, trembling and muttering in panic. He had been enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, staring out at the sprawling human colony on 07, when a sudden tapping at his door startled him. When he opened it, there she was, Lyra. Her teal-scaled skin shimmered faintly in the sunlight, and her large golden eyes were wide with distress. Her three-fingered hands wrung nervously. She was beautiful, no question about it, but right now her panic made her look almost childlike. "Alex," she gasped, voice shaking. I need your help now." Alex blinked. Sure, Lyra, what happened?" She shuffled inside without waiting for an invitation, a small whirlwind of energy almost tripping over her long tail. It's mating season," she said, her voice almost a whisper. "I can't control it, and if I don't do something, She stopped, biting her lip, eyes darting nervously. Alex froze. "Wait, mating season, like the biological thing for your species?" She nodded, her scales faintly pulsing in a pattern he had learned over months could signal stress. "Yes, it's dangerous. I need someone. Someone who can stay calm, someone human." Alex choked on his coffee. "Human?" he repeated. Why me?" Lyra's eyes softened, and Alex realized that under the panic there was desperation. "Because," she said quietly, "humans, you are calm. You understand. Things aliens cannot. You can help me, or I might hurt myself, or worse." Alex felt a strange mix of pride and fear. He had worked with aliens for years, and he knew humans had a reputation among alien species: adaptable, brave, clever, sometimes too stubborn. But this was something else. Helping a friend through mating season? That was new. "Well," he said, straightening up, "I guess I'll help, but we need rules." Lyra blinked. "Rules?" "Yes," Alex said, rubbing the back of his neck. "I mean, I'm happy to help, but I'm not a trained professional in alien biology emergencies. We need a plan." Lyra hesitated. Then slowly she nodded. "A plan, yes, I will listen." Alex spent the next hour quickly improvising. He grabbed blankets, a cooling gel for her scales, and some of the colony's medical tools. He even drew a crude chart of her biological cycle on a tablet, which made Lyra tilt her head in curiosity. "You humans, you think of everything," she said softly. "It is impressive." Alex shrugged, hiding a blush. "We survive by thinking ahead. You'll see, we're good at handling weird situations." The first day was chaotic. Lyra's biology was unpredictable. She would suddenly become hyperactive, pacing the room at impossible speeds, or her tail would lash like a whip. Alex learned quickly to anticipate her moods, distracting her with puzzles, conversation, or music from his tablet. At one point, she tried to grab a falling vase with her tail, nearly breaking it. Alex lunged, catching both vase and tail, muttering a curse under his breath. Lyra looked at him, startled. Then she laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "You are strong for a human," she said. "Strong enough to survive a temperamental alien," Alex replied, smiling despite the chaos. By evening, Lyra's energy finally started to ebb. She curled up on the couch, trembling slightly. Alex handed her a cooling gel, trying to act casual even though his heart was racing. He had spent the whole day in constant alert, balancing concern and caution. You saved me today," Lyra said quietly, her golden eyes meeting his. "I trust you," Alex froze. He had been preparing for a biological emergency, not for this level of emotional intensity. Yeah. "You're welcome," he managed, trying to sound casual. But inside he felt something strange. Aliens were fascinating, yes, but Lyra's trust, it was rare. Most aliens respected humans for skills or bravery, but very few showed this level of openness. She wasn't just admiring him, she was relying on him. And that reliance felt heavy, almost intimate. The following days blurred together. Alex studied alien texts, consulted the colony's biologists, and even created a small, controlled environment for Lyra to manage her energy surges. He became an expert in her unique biology, her moods, her triggers. Lyra, meanwhile, became clingier. She wanted Alex near, asking questions constantly, following him through the corridors of the colony. Other humans gave him teasing looks and some aliens whispered, but Alex stayed patient. One afternoon, as they walked through the bioluminescent gardens of 07, Lyra suddenly froze. Her eyes widened. "I feel it coming," she said softly. The peak, Alex nodded, already prepared. Okay, deep breaths. Focus on me. We can handle this. The next few hours were tense. Lyra's scales shimmered with rapid color changes. Her pulse raced and her voice rose and fell unpredictably. But Alex stayed calm, guiding her through exercises, talking softly, distracting her with stories of human adventures. When it was finally over, Lyra collapsed into the grass, exhausted, but safe. She looked at him with wide eyes. You stayed, she said, even when I was difficult. You didn't run. Alex smiled tiredly. I'm human. We're stubborn like that. Lyra tilted her head, a faint smile forming. Humans, you are strange, brave, strong, calm. I do not understand why, but I trust you. I need you, Alex froze. That last part, he hadn't expected. Helping was one thing, but this dependence was something else. Over the next few days, Alex realized something. Lyra wasn't just grateful. She didn't want him to leave. She lingered wherever he went, asked for constant advice, and sometimes she looked at him with a vulnerability that made his chest tighten. One evening, as he was adjusting her cooling gel, she whispered almost shyly, Alex, you will not leave, yes? Alex laughed nervously. I need my space too, Lyra, but I'm not going anywhere. We'll handle this together. Lyra's eyes shone. Together? Yes. For the first time, Alex understood why humans were so valued among aliens. It wasn't just intelligence or strength. It was empathy, patience, courage, and adaptability. Humans could handle situations no alien could, like staying calm while helping someone through a biological emergency that was literally life or death. That night, as Alex sat in his small quarters, he realized something else. This wasn't just about helping a friend. It was about trust, connection, and the strange bond that was forming between a human and an alien. And though he didn't fully understand it yet, he knew one thing. His life was about to get a lot more complicated and a lot more interesting. Because Lyra, she wasn't going to let him go. Alex had quickly learned that helping Lyra through her mating cycles was more complicated than any emergency he had ever faced on 07. Her biological urges were unpredictable, powerful, and sometimes downright inconvenient. Yet each time he managed to calm her down, he felt an odd mix of pride and exhaustion. It was early morning, and the colony's twin suns had barely risen, casting a soft golden glow across the domed city. Alex was in the lab, carefully preparing a series of monitoring devices and cooling gels. His tablet displayed Lyra's biological cycle, which he had now learned to predict with surprising accuracy. He had color-coded the charts, noting the subtle signs of her approaching peaks, her moods, and her energy surges. Lyra entered the lab silently, peering over his shoulder. You are always prepared, Alex, she said, her voice soft, tinged with awe. Humans, you are strange, but effective. Alex chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck. Strange, yes. Effective? I hope so, but you're not making this easy. She tilted her head, a playful smirk on her face. I do not try to make it easy. Nature does this for me. Alex sighed, remembering the last time her energy had spiked and she had nearly knocked over half the lab equipment. Right, nature. Remind me to never complain about a human flu again. Lyra's golden eyes sparkled. You humans handle danger with humor, it is. Fascinating. Alex smiled, though inside he felt tension building. Today was her predicted peak. He had spent hours preparing, double-checking every device and every precaution. He knew this would be the ultimate test of patience and control. Okay, he said, looking at her seriously. Today we follow the plan. We stay calm and we focus. No surprises, no chaos, agreed. Lyra nodded, her scales shimmering with faint patterns of nervous anticipation. Agreed. For the first hour, everything went smoothly. Alex guided her through breathing exercises, distracting conversations, and light physical activity to burn off excess energy. He marveled at how adaptable humans were, able to handle situations that no alien could without specialized training. He could sense her surges building, but he stayed calm, careful, and attentive. Then, without warning, she froze mid-step, tail lashing behind her. Her golden eyes widened, and a low musical hum escaped her throat, a sign Alex had come to recognize as the start of a severe peak. Lyra. he said quickly, grabbing her gently but firmly. Stay with me.
Focus on my voice.
Her scales shifted color rapidly from teal to a deep violet, and her breathing became erratic. Alex's heart raced, but he reminded himself. Humans were valued for their calmness under pressure. He had to stay steady. He led her to the containment area he had prepared, a soft, cushioned zone with cooling gels, calming lights, and monitoring devices. Lie down, relax, trust me, he said, using every ounce of patience he had. Lyra obeyed, trembling slightly, and Alex stayed beside her, talking softly, describing human landscapes, stories of Earth's oceans, and even a few funny anecdotes about clumsy humans in spacesuits. Slowly her body began to respond, muscles relaxing, tail stilling, pulse slowing. You are calm, she murmured, eyes half closed. I do not understand why, but I trust you more than anyone. Alex smiled tiredly. Humans are adaptable. We can handle situations you aliens might find overwhelming. Lyra's gaze softened. You are brave, strong, and you are not afraid. Alex felt a strange warmth in his chest. He was proud of being human, of being able to protect someone like Lyra, but her words also made him realize how much she had come to depend on him. That dependence was heavier than he had expected. The next few days became a rhythm. Alex prepared for her peaks. Lyra followed his guidance, and slowly they developed a system. He would create distractions, calming exercises, and even light physical challenges to help her control the surges. She in turn began to anticipate his actions, trusting him completely, sometimes even letting him decide what was best without argument. Their interactions started to draw attention. Other aliens watched curiously, some whispering about the human who could manage what they considered dangerous and delicate biology. Some were skeptical, some were impressed. Alex didn't mind the attention. He was focused on keeping Lyra safe. One afternoon, as they walked through the bioluminescent gardens of the colony, Lyra suddenly stopped. Her scales rippled, eyes wide. It is coming, she whispered, voice trembling. Alex nodded, already ready. Okay, deep breaths. Focus on me. We've got this. Her energy surged violently, causing small tremors under her feet. She hissed softly, nearly knocking over a glowing plant. Alex acted instinctively, grabbing her gently, guiding her to a soft patch of moss. Lie down. I'm right here. Lyra followed, shivering, her scales flickering through shades of blue and violet. Alex sat beside her, speaking in a calm, steady voice, reminding her to breathe, to relax, to focus on him. Slowly, painfully, the surge passed. When she finally relaxed, she looked at him with wide, golden eyes. You stayed, she said. Even when I was not wild. You did not run. Alex laughed softly, brushing a stray scale from her face. I'm human. We're stubborn. We don't run from challenges. Lyra tilted her head almost curiously. Stubborn, yes. You are strange, human. I do not understand why, but I trust you completely. Alex's chest tightened. This trust was rare, precious, and complicated. He had been trained to handle emergencies, to solve problems, but this level of emotional dependence was something he hadn't anticipated. The following week, Lyra became more clingy. She would follow him through the colony, ask questions constantly, and occasionally sit in silence, watching him work. Alex realized that she wasn't just grateful. She needed him. Her biology had made her vulnerable, and his human calmness had become her anchor. One evening, as they sat on the balcony watching the twin suns set, Lyra turned to him, voice soft. Alex, you will not leave, yes? Alex hesitated. He wanted to reassure her, but he also understood the importance of boundaries. I need my space too, Lyra, but I'm not going anywhere. We'll handle this together. Her golden eyes shone, a faint smile forming. Together. Yes, Alex realized something then. Humans were valued among aliens not just for strength or intelligence, but for their emotional resilience. They could stay calm in chaos, handle problems no one else could, and care for others even at risk to themselves. And as he looked at Lyra, he felt proud and a little nervous because this challenge was far from over. Over the next few days, Alex began experimenting with small training exercises to help Lyra gain control over her peaks. He created a series of puzzles and physical activities, each designed to focus her mind and channel her energy. At first she resisted, growling playfully when he handed her a complex puzzle, but Slowly, she began to cooperate. You humans are clever, she admitted one afternoon, sweat glistening on her shimmering scales after a physical exercise. You can control chaos. I wish my species could do this, Alex smiled. We're not perfect, but we're stubborn, adaptable, and we care. That helps. Lyra laughed, a sound like soft bells, and Alex felt a strange warmth in his chest. She was learning, adapting, and beginning to respect not just his skills, but him as a person. And yet, the dependence was still there. She needed him, and he knew it. That evening, as they returned to his quarters, Lyra paused at the doorway. Alex, tomorrow. I fear the next peak will be stronger. Will you stay with me? Alex nodded firmly. Of course. I'll stay. That's what humans do. We don't leave when someone needs help. Her golden eyes softened, shimmering in the dim light. You are brave.
And I am...
Glad you are human. Alex smiled, feeling a mix of pride and apprehension. He had never imagined that helping a friend through a biological emergency would lead to such closeness, such trust, and such complicated feelings. But he also knew one thing. Lyra wasn't just another alien needing help. She had become important, and Alex, he had no idea just how much this human-alien partnership was going to test his patience, courage, and heart in the days to come.